have been learning so much in these past couple days that my mind is really having to take time to myself to comprehend that this whole awakening thing has been fucking crazy, and there's a lot of things put into the awakening that aren't even real. They're not even real. We're being told, if for me, I have thought using magic or powers or whatever you want to call them is ungodly, because in history they taught us that any time something like that happened, the person was crucified, lynched, burned at the stake like a witch. But we've learned that those things are bad when they're not. That's just who we are as people. There's no changing it. We cannot change who we are. So what they did for the whole time we've been saying, oh, we're woke. Bro, we've been woke the whole time. How have you not realized that? What I've come to realize is it's literally, we've been woke since we was little. We were literally by sleep. It's not even sleep. It's a local anesthetic. We're numb. Our brains have been numbed down. Numbed down, dumbed down. Haha, punny. Punny is hell. Punny is hell. Right there. Now you gotta think. There's these people that are in religious groups, and they think that to become holy, you have to do all these things. And if you don't do it, you're gonna go to hell. You're evil. You're mean. You're rude. You're disrespectful. You're ignorant. You're a witch. You're the devil. You're all of these things. I mean, me personally, I've heard it all. Okay? The BITCH. All of it. What? To be holy is to be right where we are right now. Now, think about it this way. If the image I got was Swiss cheese, that's the funny thing. The image I got in my mind's eye before I even started this video was Swiss cheese. Why? I have no idea, but you gotta think. If we started off as this round ball, take a whole bunch of holes out of it, that would be holy. Those little dots that you're taking from that one source created all of us. We are one with the source, but we put the holes in holy. Now, another example, the sky. You think about the sky and all the stars that you see, those stars are like punches, holes. What's the song? Wish You Were Here by Incubus, which is, well, we all know what that is now. But I know that some of my peoples have heard this song, Wish You Were Here, and he talks about how the sky looks like there's a million holes punched in it, and it's the light shining through. And if we're the stars, and the stars are us, because we come from the source, we're already holy. To be holy is just to be who you are. There's no such thing as becoming something. You can't become something that you already are. You can't become something that you already are. You're just being it all the time. Being yourself is being you all the time, no matter what's going on, because they literally, yes, there is a dark energy on the earth because of free will. Free will is your brain power of either yes or no. You're gonna treat people right or you're not. You can't keep on holding on to these pretend things. They're made up in your mind of, oh, I'm this way because this happened to me, or I'm this way because this happened to me. That shit right there is dead. That's the real whole power of waking up and becoming a god is literally finding yourself, becoming mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially stronger. What you don't understand is your job is to create something for you and your many generations to come. Leave something behind that everyone remembers, so that when you are the most talked about person, you come back every time. The reason why Jesus came back is because he was one of the most talked about people, because he left an impression on the earth in people's heart. He made them feel some type of way. Why do you think there's so much art still left in and around the world? It makes you feel some type of way. There's a feeling there that's way more than physical will ever be. It's funny because they say in the holy matrimony and all these things, and I'm thinking of golf ball, how it has all the holes in it. And I mean, shoot, females have all the holes in it. And when we create children, think about this too. It is one source. I am one source. And then I had 3 children. So a piece of me came out 3 times. 3 times. So that makes me holy. You understand that? A piece of me came out and now I'm holy. And it's funny because they came out of a hole technically. I don't mean to be, but I'm serious. This is real. Life is what you make it. Life is anything that you want to create, but you have to put your mind power into it. I've noticed that a lot of the things that I manifested had come true even without my acknowledgement, thinking of whenever I was little. So now I'm starting to go back into my memory bank and think of what did I want to be before everyone else put their local anesthetic into my brain basically and made it numb to where I didn't want to be who I wanted to be anymore because they told me no. Somebody else said no, you can't do it, and I believed it. So then I became numb to these things. So then it was easier for other people to manipulate and take control over me, especially as I got older and became an adult. And as a female that has been molested, that has been raped, when those people do those types of things, it makes you feel like you weren't good enough to protect yourself, or you didn't do this, but none of that was you. You didn't make those choices. Remember, yes, there's a negative energy on this earth, but it is free will. And these people had the free will to do that. You didn't ask for them to do that. They used their free will, their power, to manipulate you and make you become numb, almost to the point of being brain dead, basically. Because you've seen people out here that are very lost, the ones where they're under the psychosis of what people would call schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, and all those aren't real. It's just that they've been hurt so many times that they have become so numb, their brain is just not there anymore. But at any time you can decide to say, I'm not going to do this anymore. A homeless person can decide any day they don't want to be homeless no more. A person that is in school that they don't like it anymore, at any time they can quit. Even if someone's like, oh, I spent all this money, or you won't become anything. That's not true. Nothing anyone says about you is true. The only thing that you make true is the now present moment. There's no such thing as yesterday. It's a memory. It's a thought. It's just a thought. And if you keep on thinking about yesterday and what you didn't do, you're just going to keep on living that same pattern. And of course, it's not going to be exactly the same. You could try to live the exact same day over and over and over again. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen ever. So then you have the future. Wait a second, that's not there neither. It's a thought. It's an imagination of what you want it to be. So if you're sitting here thinking more and more about the future and how to make it better, the universe is going to provide you with opportunities to make your future better. So then those memories, all you have is good, and your family has good. So you pass that energy down to your kids. You show them how to become. Everyone's saying that, oh, all rich people are evil. That's a fucking lie. Maybe some people are really just trying to secure themselves and their family, because at the end of the day, it's not just about taking down the matrix. Because how did this happen? You have to learn how these people did what they did. And you just can't expect somebody else to come in and save you from it. The fact that people think that someone's going to come drop about this sky and save them is BS. A fake belief system that is not true. You got to save yourself. I say this all the time. I don't care who knows. I will, and I am going to have my own new continent named Paris. Forget Paris, friends, because sometimes I feel like I ain't even gonna be able to chance to go there in this lifetime, so I'm gonna just bring Paris to me. I'm gonna make Paris a whole continent for me and my kids. They're gonna have a Paris, France, and they're gonna have a Paris, Bavine Rassan continent, okay? Where all my kids have different cities. And it's funny because my kids do have city names. So every city will be named after my children, and I know I at least want 56 of them. So, and people are like, how are you gonna have 56 kids? What makes y'all think I'm only gonna live for 100 years? If I'm alive for 1,000 kids, that leaves me ample opportunity to have 56 kids. That's what my mindset looks like. I don't know about y'all, but that's how I feel. Because I'm tired of listening to other people and how they want my life to go, or how they believe my life should be, or how they still want my life to be because their life sucks and they don't want to see somebody become greater than them. Like, they want to see you doing alright, but not better than them. We've all heard that before. And they know that you're great. The chosen ones here came back for a reason. We're here for a reason. We're here to literally conquer. I will tell you that but it's not like how they are showing you. All this stuff right now is so fake, so it's just ignorant. The stuff that people are talking about. Why? Everyone keeps on talking about the things that are inevitable because that's their reality. That's the reality they want to live in. And they're trying to suck you into it. We don't have to be a part of that. We don't. You know, in this realm of space and time, what rules the world? Money. But they're like, oh, money's the root of all evil. How if it becomes natural? If you're making money doing something that you love, selling your artwork, selling your music, building houses. Everyone has different creative stories and techniques and knowledge and however you want to put it, writing books and all these things to make a new life. A new life. And if you have the money, you can do it. You can do anything that you want. You can go above the police with money, because that's what they do, right? You shake a couple dollars in somebody's face, they're going to take it. You can overcome the government, everything. This sounds crazy, but you guys have been looking at it wrong the whole time. You think that, oh, the Matrix is just going to collapse and then everything, and you're just going to be left here. No, you have to find a way in your mind, because you've been hearing it, you've been thinking about it, and this whole time you think it's just to make these videos and do all this. No. Do what you want to do. What you came here to do in the very, very beginning. Go back to when you were a child. So basically an old ass soul in a little baby body. I feel like I was born onto this earth as an adult having full ass conversations. Like, excuse me? What? With my little hand on my hip. Telling people what they didn't want to hear my whole life. As a Sagittarius, I've always told people the truth, what they didn't want to hear. I'd be like 4 years old telling someone about their issues, and they'd be like, girl, shut up. And so, as an adult, that it sounds funny now, but as an adult, I've learned to take that in as nobody wants to hear me. And I've had issues with my throat chakra my whole life, because anytime I tried to tell the truth, people would, they didn't like that. But I am who I am, and I shouldn't be ashamed of that. Now, I have learned to only give my advice when asked now. So I just can't wait. I'll be sitting there waiting. I'm like, ask me. Ask me for my opinion. I be doing it in my head like, I hope y'all ask for my opinion, please, because I'm gonna give it to you. I'm like, Well, now that you bring it up, funny that you said. Yeah, that's how I am now. Anyways, this life is about being you. It's about making mistakes. People think that we have to become this holier than thou religious person or we're gonna go to hell. If we never made mistakes because we're perfect, how would we learn? If you know everything already, how are you gonna learn? This is, definitely the game of chess and not checkers. And it's very complex. It's a lot to take in, and the awakening, what we thought, again, and what's happening. But don't set expectations. Stop setting expectations, because what you expect is it's either going to be above and beyond or not what the fuck you expected. So either way, it's not what the fuck you expected. So whenever you set your goal on something of, here's everyone's right here, I want to be rich. Okay. Your wish is my command. Trust me. But how you expected to become rich, it ain't gonna be like what you thought. But you'll get there. I promise. There's no doubt about it. But you have to stay on your path, and if that's really what you want, the universe will send you ways to accomplish that. But it's also going to send you two ways. It's going to send you a good way, that comes effortlessly, or it's going to send you a fast way where you think it's effortlessly, but you have to sacrifice something. And usually that comes with your body or somebody else, as we've seen in the Illuminati. So yeah, that stuff real, but we don't have to even pay attention to that, because that's not our reality. The fact that we're still here, we don't even need to be figuring that stuff out anymore, because eventually it's going to pop up into our reality if it's supposed to or not. The people, places, and things that you have ties to in a past life are going to guarantee, no matter what, pop into your reality, whether you talk about it on YouTube or not, whether you do anything or not. And then we don't have to justify ourselves. It's like everyone's on YouTube trying to justify who they are and how their spiritual journey is. My spiritual journey ain't gonna look not a goddamn thing like your journey. Your journey isn't gonna look a motherfucking thing like mine, because we're separate. We are the source taken out in these little bitty pieces and multiplied over and over again, but we're not the same. Now, some of the things may seem the same, like, oh, your mom died when you were 19. Oh, my mom died when I was 19. Oh, you had a kid whenever you were 17. Oh, I had a kid. Oh, you went to this school. We have connections, but that doesn't make us the same at all. That doesn't make us the same at all. We are each an individual person. Our spiritual path is individualized for ourselves. And at this point, we need to focus on ourselves, because I promise you there is a plan. But if we're just sitting here telling everyone our plan, it's never going to work, because one, people are going to tell you, oh, just like they did me. I'll tell you, whenever I was younger, I don't tell a lot of people this. I do not tell a lot of people this, because I could almost cry right now. It crushed my whole heart. And if I could write Tyra Banks a fucking letter, well, I could, but at this point, this was 12 years ago. So I'm kind of over it, but I'm not. Whenever I was younger, I wanted to be a model. I know I'm pretty. I don't need you to justify it for me. There's nothing that you can say to change my perception of myself, no matter what I look like, whether I'm fat or skinny, whether my hair is short or long, whether my ass is fat or not. I'm always going to be pretty. There's no changing that. My eyes, they're gorgeous. If I had $1 for every time somebody told me that I had pretty eyes in whatever form they came up with, oh, they're gorgeous, or they're beautiful, or they're mesmerizing, I would be a millionaire. I promise you. So I knew these things. Whenever I was young, I wanted to be a model so bad. My first thing was, oh, well, you'll never be a model because you're too short. You have to be 5'7". How are you gonna tell the most beautiful girl in the world that she can't be a model because she's short? That's discrimination. So in 2009, my mom surprised me to a trip to Chicago to try out for America's Next Top Model, the short people version. 5'3". I was like, this is what? So me and my mom, and she didn't do a lot. So she knew that this was important to me, clearly, because me and my mom had a very interesting relationship. I know all females out here had that relationship with their mom where you kind of butt heads, but this was the time of my life with my mother, this road trip. So we get there, and I'm applying and all these things. And my mom told me to go as natural as possible. I don't need all that makeup because I'm pretty anyways. So I wore this cute little tank top and some shorts so I could show off all my skin, everything, but just right. Had my hair natural. It was, I was looking like $1 million. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. And I was 18 years old. I did have a baby, but those stretch marks did not bother me because I knew I was the hottest thing since sliced bread. That's how I felt about myself. I literally always have. And I let the way other people feel about me affect stupid. Now, I make it through the first round. Out of, thousands of people that showed up, I make it through the first round. Then you get to go into this nice little place, and then it was hundreds of people. And I remember standing in line. It reminded me of the American, what's the singing thing or whatever, American Idol. It reminded me of that. I was like standing in line. I got my first little thing where they're like, okay, you go to the next phase, and wow. So I get to the second round, and I remember this girl behind me, and I was judging. I'm honest all the time. I'm looking at her like, why are you even trying out? She just looked like a grungy, not so attractive Avril Lavigne with fake extensions back then, different color. Good God, she looked like a mess. She looked like she got ready in the dark and maybe drunk. She would have looked better natural. But the way that she tried to present herself to these people was a train wreck. I don't know how this even happened. I go into the second round and I make it through, right? The girl behind me, the weird looking one, she also made it through. Okay, cool. So as we're sitting there and I was going to go into the third round, this lady from literally the production, she came up, she took me and my mom aside, and she told me that I'm not going to be able to proceed to the next round because I was too pretty. And it makes me want to cry. Because I've heard this a lot. Anytime something traumatizing happens to me.
Oh, you're too pretty to be homeless. Or, oh, you're too pretty to...
And I just looked at my mom, and I still to this day never understood, really. But she tried to tell me that we need people, we need girls that we can transform into models. You're already model material. You're already pretty. There's nothing that we can do. And you guys have seen America's Next Top Model where they take them in there and they redo their hair and they do their makeup. That crushed my whole soul as an 18-year-old child. And I felt like that was the end of my wanting to be a model, and I always felt like, what does too pretty mean? Is too pretty actually short for ugly? What did that mean? Because it was so confusing and it was hurtful, but I'm tired of people telling me that I can't be something when I know that I'm worthy, I'm deserving, I've worked hard, I'm a good person. I have definitely made some shitty decisions, and I've paid for every fucking one of them. Because nothing that you do in the dark stays in the fucking dark. That shit comes back to light and it bites you in the ass. And it's definitely happened over and over and over again, but that part of my life is over with. And now I feel like I've been on this journey, this awakening, this realizing, it's like literally coming off of, you've seen what a local anesthetic is they can cut into your whole body and give you stitches, and they can do whatever they want because your body is numb. Or y'all have seen the influences of alcoholic beverages, where you drink alcohol and you're awake but you don't remember shit, like a blackout. And it's like we've been blacked out for so long, and we have these bits and pieces just as if we were drunk, where it's like, oh, I remember this, I remember that, I remember this. And then you're more easy to be taken advantage of while you're drunk, or while you're under what you would call spell. This shit's not a fucking spell, it's a chemical reaction, just like how all chemical reactions happen in your brain. And for your brain to let off certain other, like your endorphins and dopamines and serotonin and melatonin, it has to do with what you eat. That's why they give us shit food. They knew what the fuck that they was doing. When you come up out of it, you're gonna see things for really what they are. And even if nobody believes you, and even if you sound crazy, oh fucking well, keep it moving. But always remember to be yourself. You can't become anything because you already are. So you don't need to worry about anything. You don't need to worry about becoming the most richest person in the world, because you already are. In reality, who created the dollar? Who created anything that you look at? You guys don't understand that. This is what I heard earlier. 3 equals 1, but 1 plus 1 equals 3. Now that may sound like a total mindfuck, but it's not. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost is 1. There's no difference. And 1 plus 1 equals 3, because a man and a female create a child, a family. We are the creators of everything that you see. Now, with that being said, I just want you guys to realize there's no difference between God and the devil. If you're claiming to be God, you're the devil as well. That shit is all fake, and it's just a creation in your mind of good and evil. It's just a choice. It's duality. It's free will. If you're out here doing all these bad things, you're the devil. If you're out here doing all these good things, you're God. But how are you going to use your power? Are you going to use your power to cultivate a peaceful reality of light, love, joy, healing? Or are you going to cultivate a reality of hate, crime, death, deceit, manipulation? Because we've all done both sides, and there's not a person on this fucking earth, there's not one mother effer on this earth that can't say they've never lied, they've never stealed, they've never cheated, Shit. Y'all can't even say y'all ain't even killed. When's the last time y'all killed a mosquito? When's the last time? I remember this one was awful. I accidentally, like 2 times in my life that I can remember specifically, I hit a rat-looking thing in my teenage years coming home from work on the road in my car. I cried for a very long time because it was the first time it ever happened to me. The second time, I was like 25, 26. I was coming home and I ran over a turtle. And again, I about died. I felt awful about it. It's still. Back whenever I was afraid of spiders, I killed those. Hey, roaches? Anybody ever had lice and you killed those? So we've all been the devil. But now we have the choice to become God. It's your choice. It's your free will. How do you want to use your power? Because it's there now that you're awake and you're not under the influence. You realize that you have power and control over your life. Now what are you going to do with it? That's the thing. What are you going to do? Are you going to join their reality and all their extracurricular bullshit going on? Because that's just going to keep you distracted. If you're worried about, the Matrix this and the Illuminati that, who's going to be the people over here creating the new world? If you're wanting the Matrix to collapse, who's building the new world? Not the new world order, but the new world. Who's building it? Because it seems like everybody's distracted of what they're doing. And we talk about it, the alien invasion and the sickness and all. Bro, leave it alone. Even though it's still going to be happening, don't even worry about it. Because the less energy we put into it, the faster it'll die. But everyone's still so... Y'all just can't let it go. Y'all can't let it go. And it's funny because I know it seems weird because it's everywhere in your face. But at some point we have to release and let them know that they ain't got no power over us. And by doing that, work out. Go out in the sun. Stop watching all their TV. Stop watching their movies. Stop listening to their music and start creating that for yourself. Become knowledgeable. Read books. You will come so far. And then while you're sitting with yourself in peace, harmony, love, self-love, self-respect, self-discipline, you then learn that the universe is talking to you. And when you can hear the universe talking to you, they give you everything that you need to succeed by baby steps. And if you could just do these things that we think are so hard. For me, it's literally, I have to work out every day? What? But I look good already. That's not the point. You still need to go out and move those muscles and contract and everything. You still got to drink water. You still got to eat a healthy diet. You still have to do all of these things, And then, it really sucks that alone time, and it seems selfish, and sometimes it seems crazy, but you have to come to a point where it's just you and you can't worry. For me, the hardest thing for me is my kids. How did God want me to be a mom? And then all of a sudden he's like, but this is a learning experience for everyone. And you can't take that away from me. I'm always going to be a mom. I'm always going to have that connection. And my kids will always have a connection to source. I ain't going anywhere. So if I release that fear and that anxiety, it puts me in a very, very powerful place to become something that nobody thought. But deep down inside, they knew. That's why they tried to hold me back. But they're like, wow, she did it. The fucking black sheep of the family done escaped. The scapegoat done escaped from misery, from the Matrix, from hell. And you guys are mad because you guys can't forgive yourselves and do it yourself. Now, with all these videos that I've posted and created, I'm always talking about this and this and this and this and this and this. And I want to be a model, but I also want to be a role model. I want to be a role model. I want to be somebody that people can look up to and be like, wow, okay, she practices what she preaches. And then those people, I can't, being a leader is just, I don't have to control you. I just lead by example. I do these things, and when you ask me questions, I tell you how I got to where I got. But if I'm not there yet, how am I going to tell you how I got there? I can tell you all day, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have my continent, I'm gonna be rich, and I'm gonna own my own business. I ain't even there yet. So how am I gonna tell y'all? So for everybody that's out here, like, until you get the bag, until you secure the bag, seriously, we ain't got no business out here trying to tell other people how to live their lives. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna need money. As much as y'all like to think, y'all gonna need it. Because when the food skyrockets in prices, there's not a food shortage. It's just the prices are skyrocketing. It's not a gas shortage. It's the prices skyrocketing. It's called capitalism, okay? We're going to keep on saying that. Capitalism. That's what they're doing. Because the weak-minded, because y'all couldn't pay attention to your higher self because you were too distracted and under the influence. Y'all was too busy getting drunk, going to the club, smoking weed. That is a really bad habit because it makes you lazy, especially the weed that they be selling in Colorado, LA. That ain't no good. That is not no good stuff. That is sprayed with chemicals. And those chemicals is just like your Prozac, Xanax, opiates, all that. But you're now self-medicating and you think that it's just marijuana. No, that stuff comes with a sacrifice called your brain cells. Anyways, I didn't even mean for this video to be this long, but here we are talking. I love it. I love everybody. I really do. And I want everybody to rise. I want everybody to see the truth. And at any point in time, I just want to let you know that these people, it's not our job to hate them. That's gonna fuel their fire by hating them. We have to show them love. I don't care what nobody says. I'm never gonna change my mind about that. Heaven is a place of joy. Heaven is a place of love. And the best way to show these people what that is to get close to them. And then you just vibrate and you radiate light and love. And they can't stand it. But they're going to love to hate you and hate to love you. Either way, they're still loving you. Now just wait. If more of us put more light and love into these people, they have no choice but to change. That's basically what they did, when the devil and the fallen got all his little fallen angels to get an army and say, you know what, I'm going to disrespect God. Let's create our own little thing. Remember how I said cultivate? Like you can either cultivate good or evil. So they started their cult. We have if we practice our magic, they say that we're in a cult. Like, there's no fucking difference. It's intention. It's either good intention or bad intention. It's free will. So he got his little people together over here to produce hate. But at the end of the day, look, the story of the Nephilims, the story of Jesus, the funny story about Jesus is it is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. The Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, right? Equals one. Or we talked about circles, squares, and triangles. This is how I'm gonna put it if y'all can. The circle and the squares came together, make triangles, creation. You can't have one without the other. Physical is spiritual, and spiritual is physical. There's no difference. We're not separate. The spirit is in here. The whole universe is in here. But yet we think that the whole universe is out there. It's all the same. It's our inner self reflecting outside. So for you guys to think that there's death and all this weird stuff, or the world's gonna end, and no, it's not. It's never going to end. Gaia has been here through the dinosaurs. Gaia been here through the extinction of the Mayans. Gaia been here forever. And think, if you are the universe, which to us, Gaia, the universe, the provider, everything, why would we, if we are one with, we don't die. Clearly, our spirits definitely never die. The fact that our physical, not that I'm trying to like live forever ever, because sometimes I like a nap. I do. I appreciate my sleep. It does a lot for me. But I believe that for the chosen ones, those people that choose to live holy, righteously, our next sleep is going to be different. And I really feel like you can put yourself into this meditative sleep. And I know this should probably be saved for another day, but let's just, the meditative sleep, I'm pretty sure is what happened, because there's no such thing as cold or hot in reality. There's no such thing as anything, and then there's such thing as everything. I really, really, truly believe somebody, like, they gotta have a movie about this or something, a coincidence. I really, really believe that what is in Antarctica is the giants. I really believe that they thought that they was gonna drown them out with the flood, and they just took a nap. I really believe that the giants are going to unthaw, and the source, the sun is going to power them up, because they've always, I really think that we're gonna see them. It's like they multi-dimensional us, multi-dimensional beings. You guys have seen the BFG, the big friendly giant. That big friendly giant is your higher self. I also think, they talk about your higher self. The highest thing to us is the sun, our higher self. Shout out to Ra, my son. My son. He's literally my son. I don't know if y'all knew, but Ra, the sun, he's my son. So crazy. We've been here for a very long time. And the fact that everything is happening the way that it's happening is so punny to me, because everybody knew that this time was gonna come, but it's definitely not what I expected. Whenever I look back in history, I'm like, and what they taught us in school? What they taught us in school was a bunch of fucking bullshit. I'll tell you that right now. A waste of time. A waste of energy. A way to dumb you down. A way to control your mind. A prison system. A plantation. Slavery. We keep on going. School is... That's why they mad everybody out here becoming an entrepreneur. So they mad, they big mad because we're not using their school systems. Because when you become a doctor, those first couple years, you're still $100,000 in debt. So you are indebted to them even after you get your PhD. When you become an entrepreneur, I don't owe you shit. Oh, but you want some of my taxes? Here, what does it even matter anymore? Because my financial resources are infinite. My energy is now infinite because y'all can't steal it from me. I am abundant. I grow my own fruit. I grow my own vegetables. When you get that plot of land and you have that house and you have all the resources that you need, who gonna tell you what to do? Who gonna come on my land? No trespassing. I know you see the sign. And if you come, not only am I gonna have my dogs, my big friendly giant, my kids, my guns. yo, it's time to really start leveling up, because that's what time it is. It's time to level up and become your higher self, your truest potential that you always knew you could be. Anything you want, you can become, because you already are. I'm gonna go on my evening walk now before the sun decides to go travel through time and space. Alright? And y'all know. Y'all already know. Paris cares. If don't nobody else care, Paris loves you. If don't nobody else love you, all the time, I love you. And have a fantastic evening. If y'all made it this far,